Welcome to episode 2 of the Dialing for Dollars podcast. We're talking life insurance sales and everything that happens between the first dial and the death benefit. Uh, we're going to start off going to the most tenured of the group, Kyle the Muse Muzelak. How you doing today, sir?
Good, good. How about yourself, Corey?
Uh, Doing well. It's just been a busy Monday. I haven't really gotten into the production time yet, but we're going to get some wins today yet before the day's over.
That's right, man. I still got
Yeah.
4 appointments before the end of the day, so
Okay.
um, pretty stoked. Last week was good, and now we're starting a new month, so it's time to rock and roll. Next quarter's
Yeah.
coming up, right? So
New months are always so fun. New beginnings, new goals, new ambitions. Fantastic. Next to you, Taiwan, Ty Somerville. How's your day going, sir? How's your week?
Hmm.
What was your weekend?
Man, today's going all right. Like you, I haven't done much on the production side today because we had that amazing meeting this morning where we talked about, our wins, and kudos to you for getting so many recommendations from the boys. I wanted to ask you personally how that made you feel seeing your name get
I
volunteered so many times.
I was overwhelmed and a little caught off guard. I kind of got a little emotional. I'm not a crier, but I felt pretty good. And yeah, I was really appreciating and I was just kind of reinforces that I'm going the right direction. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely,
It was
man. You
awesome.
deserve it. Like my week last week, all the things I've done outside of producing, I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to if it wasn't for, your guidance and your support. So I really appreciate that.
Uh,
oh,
Thanks, man. I big
it
air
was
hug, right?
Don't
so
say it like
cute. So cute,
that.
guys.
Yeah, let's not get too carried away here, right? We still got to get to Kyle Siskowitz. Kyle, how are you doing today, sir?
And just taking it one day at a time. Yeah, I don't guess there's anything too crazy from my side. Just working on getting some momentum and kind of building out my systems and processes, working with the new age leads and that sort of thing. Nothing too crazy that I can think of.
Yeah. Anything specific that you're working on trying to improve or your processes?
Um, well, my main focus is just get better at sales, and uh, I guess the new training that uh, Caden put out is just so it kind of separates it out on like things to work on and authority and call control. That's what I plan on working on now, unless they tell me like unless I bring that to their attention and they suggest something else. So I'll do that. But that's what I'm working on now.
Yeah. I
Facts.
can tell you the big switch for me, and we'll get into this a little later too, is just having that confident tone. Even if I was unsure of what I was saying, being confident with it made a ton of difference. So keep going on that. And you know,
Mhm.
are you guys all in Caden's new school community?
Oh
Have you guys checked
yeah,
that out yet?
insurance daddy
Insurance Daddy on school,
should be
SKOOL.
should be zaddy.
I'm dead.
That is he had a trainer, a special guest trainer on this morning, Ashton Delinga Lunde, who's
That's the
off the
boy.
charts good, but he
Crushing it,
was
dude.
dropping some fire. So I mean, if you're watching and you're not in that community, hit me up. We'll get to the link. It's awesome.
It's worth it. It'll change your life in this industry, that's for sure.
Yeah, 1,000%. One of the best trainings out there, bar none, and it's super affordable right now. It's like $9 a month or some dumb thing. So you can't
Yeah.
you can't not make money on that thing. So uh, I was I was just wanted to just kind of comment on, we're all part of the Sniper insurance team that's under Empower Life Group, and both Empower and Sniper had record weeks last week, and I think that's just should be called out. Empower Life Group did $269,000 in production, while Sniper did $101,000 in production, and that was just the amazing people that we work with and what they're producing in 1 week. That's those are crazy numbers. And Empower Life Group's been around for like 13 months. So I
It's
mean,
nuts.
I feel like we're in the right place for sure.
Yeah, man,
It's
we're with like it's something I've never seen personally, like firsthand, that quick
yeah,
is just nuts. It's really cool.
yeah, and it's inspiring because it just gives us hope that we can do the same. Because the way this business is built is you can build your own teams and do your own recruiting and grow your own agency to the same scale with no limitations. So It's super exciting, and yeah, I was so happy to be. I was so happy for Dana and Caden to be able to have that success. It was awesome.
Yeah,
So
it's cool. It's cool.
yeah.
I
So
love it.
part of what part of what led to that success is the exceptional training that we get from Dana and Caden, and that's kind of what we want to do as part of the podcast. So we're gonna just get into the script workshop this week. The Muse is going to lead us in tonality and appointment tie downs, how to get better at selling, and it all starts here. What do you got for us, Kyle?
Oh man, dude, this is the hardest part, bro. It's like trying to figure out what the heck I'm gonna talk about. No, just kidding. No, yeah. So the script is super important to a point, right? Like it's really more about how you say things. Um, I know Caden's training and Ashton and Jordan Belfort, all those guys, Dana, they ask all well, she's a woman, but you know what I mean. All of them, it's about tonality and how you're asking questions and getting to, like why they're even looking, right? So
Mhm.
when you ask questions, it's all about showing that you care. And we talked about that in the last one, right? Like the main things to get across is that you're the expert in your field, that you truly give a crap about who you're talking to, and they trust you. So how do you get that across? And that's literally question asking and tonality. That's it. We can all say the same thing, but if we say it with zero tonality in there, it's going to come across totally different, right? Like if I'm just like, hey guys, so you called about the mortgage protection coverage a year ago, like no one's going to buy from that, right? Sound
Yeah,
like a freaking weirdo. Um,
we are a little weird. I mean, that we're insurance agents who talk on the phone all day and listen to
yeah,
dial
yeah,
tones for hours before we talk to anybody. But
yeah, yeah. But like, you know what I'm saying? But and then if you talk too fast, then the old people are like, what? What'd you say?
What?
Yeah, I get that all the time because I get like excited,
Yeah.
sometimes, and then I'll just be yapping, and then they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, I'm sorry, Miss Betty. I'm Kyle. Let's restart. Um, so yeah, and then I know a lot of, in today's life insurance world, it's more, I would say, one call closing than appointment setting.
mhm.
Back in 21, 22, it was a lot of appointment setting, and I was doing mortgage protection solely. So that's kind of, I was trained to outbound call, set the appointment, really, really work on the tie down, which we'll get into at the end, and then book them within 24 to 48 hours to give me time to figure out what the heck to do for them because I literally have no idea. I don't even know the difference between like term and whole life day one. Um, and then have a mentor on the call with me. So that's another reason why I booked the appointment, right?
Hmm.
To book it in the future so I know that my mentor can be on the call and basically help me sell it, right? And that's how I did really well in the beginning is every single one of my calls in the beginning, I had a mentor there. So I was calling from the home. That's how it's set up where I was. And that's what I like to do for my agent that I partner with is do the same thing. Like put it on my calendar and I'll run it with you if I can. Because that way the agents can hear how I'm doing it, take notes. Like that's what I did. That's how I got good quick is I took notes on everything. I was like, okay, he said this. Why did he say that? And then after the call, we could talk about it right then and there,
Yeah,
you know? Um, but how do you get there? How do you get the butts in the seats as people have told me in the past? Um, well, one, it's calling a heck ton of more people than anybody else, which Sniper sure as heck does, man.
yeah. Our dial room is lit every day. We
Is
by
is
ourselves
crazy.
challenge every other team combined in the dial room, so it's awesome. Great to be a part of a community that you can see other people working just as hard as you are, and it just keeps you going.
Yeah, it really does. It really does because you're like, oh man, like I'm a real piece of crap,
Yeah.
you know.
I know what that's like.
Yeah, it's like you physically see it. Like, oh, I didn't see Kyle in there. Where's the news? Like he's
Yeah,
probably laying on the couch or some shit. I don't know. Oh,
You
sorry,
calling
excuse
me
me.
out last
Uh,
week.
yeah.
You got me.
sometimes you got
Um,
to call them out. Like, what are you doing? Get in the room, man. Let's.
Nah, you got
yeah,
me. And it's so
Yeah,
funny too, because I was looking at it and I'm like, he talking to the whole Slack. We're good. Then I seen my name specifically. I'm like, man, now I gotta show up. And I
Oh
stayed on
yeah.
with you till like what, 8 that day? I went the whole
Yeah, I think
9
yeah,
so.
rounds.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
You
Hey,
put
you
up the
know,
call
that's what
counts
I,
throughout the day. And yeah.
yeah, that's what I like about this team though, is like people, they'll put you on the spot, man. I love it. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna talk about some,
The
you
tie
know,
downs.
locking it down, the tie down at the end, because the beginning is super important, but the end, if you get all the way through the call and then you say, yeah, yeah, let's call back at 11 Eastern tomorrow or whatever, and they don't answer, like that's on you, bro.
Yeah. That
Lord
is
knows I've been
I'd
there.
say
happens
I'd
all the
say like
time.
I'd say like 60 to 70% is on you. Like that should be your show ratio if you're doing a good tie down.
60 to 70%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At my beginning was like 30. Terrible. Absolute trash.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. Like and then I really, really worked on the tie down with a few great leaders over at Symmetry that taught me a lot, and it bumped that up to 60 to 70% that I had show,
Nice.
which is nuts, right? Like
I'm
that's how
excited to
you,
learn. Yeah.
you know, um,
I'm excited
and
to get there
super
because
cool.
that's one area I really struggle in is getting people to show up when they say they're going to show up. And it's on me, but I'm relatively new to this space. So yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be Tiger Woods, or well, maybe we shouldn't talk about Tiger right now, but you're not going to be Tom
Too
Brady
soon. It's too
ASAP, you
soon.
know? Um, sorry, I'm like a sports fanatic, so I pay attention to all that stuff. Um, but yeah, so what do you want to do, Corey? How do you want to roll
I,
this?
I, I guess like in terms when you talk about tonality, what are kind of some of the different
Yeah.
types of tones that you're referencing, and when are they kind of used, and where does that really take precedence over just trying to be confident in what you're saying, or is there a little bit of both? Because I got hung up on tonality, and that was like my Achilles heel because I was trying to figure out where to apply certain tonalities to different parts of my process, and I
Mhm.
just felt weak and like childish almost doing it. So I've kind of ditched the tonality for the most part, and I try to just come across as confident and sincere. And that those two things, and some body language a little bit, those two things seem to make a big difference in my tonality. So I guess let's define tonality.
Yeah, to me, it's really just how you say things, and I'm glad you brought up the confidence thing because that's what I try to get across through my tonality, right? It's like I am the expert, and you will know that just by how I say things. So what you're saying, I mean, just listening to you talk on this, like just listening to how you talk to me shows that you know what you're talking about. Like I believe if I was someone on the outside, like a third party listening, I would be like, oh, Corey, he's been doing this industry for a little while. Like I feel like he knows what he's talking about just from the way you speak, right? So that's what I see it as is in the beginning, you don't want to be like a cheerleader, right? Like last week I talked about how I do a high at the beginning, right? Like, hey Corey, like we've already known each other forever. I still do
Yeah.
that and it catches people off guard. Because I don't want to be like what you don't want to be is sound like you hate your job. You know,
Yeah.
like one person told me one time, they said, I wouldn't want to buy from someone that sounds like they absolutely hate what they do, you know? And I was like, dang, that's so true. Because that call that I had with him, I didn't really sound that good. And he was referencing me in that comment.
Oof.
And I was like, that's fair. That's fair. Good notes. Thank you, sir. Have good, you know? Um, so I took that to heart. And after that, I was like, all right, so clearly I just gotta in the military we do a lot of fake it till you make it, man. Like just fake good energy, bro. And then eventually you'll write a bunch of business and you'll be like, you naturally have good energy. You're like, I love it, you know?
Yeah.
But in the beginning it's so hard because you don't have that belief yet, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
I,
hard. Go ahead, Ty. Sorry.
I will say one thing for me is that in the beginning, when you really focus on getting it right and not messing up, that's going to greatly impact your tone. Because like
Hmm.
especially when you don't know your script like that. You know, you're reading, you're gonna sound like a bot, you're gonna be kind of timid. So I know one thing that helped for me is that even though it was still early on, pivoting into trying to have fun with it, I think that was probably like the biggest thing for
Hmm.
me to switch how I came off because that in turn turned me from sounding like a customer service rep to sounding like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, for lack of better words. And so it's like I think that's how I found the perfect balance of not necessarily sounding excited, but definitely sound like I'm enjoying life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's so important. Let's do a quick little role play, like a 5 minute one. And
I got
then
you.
Yeah.
I'll stop at I'll skip through like the I'm not gonna ask you every medical question because it'll take 10,
Hmm.
15 minutes, but we'll skip to the end and then we'll do the tie down.
Okay.
That work?
I got you.
All right. Um, you want me to just call you again, Corey, this time like last week or
You can
Sure.
call me.
oh
Yeah. Call,
tie?
call.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
tie. All right. All right, ring ring.
Hello?
Hey Ty.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey Ty. Yes, it's just Kyle here, man. I'm the senior field underwriter here in the state of Florida, and it looks like you had just recently reached out looking for, we'll say mortgage protection coverage, and that's over at 123 Main Street. You remember that?
I do sound kind of familiar, but I'm actually a little bit busy right now. Can you call me back later?
Yeah, dude, I totally get it, man. I have like 20 other clients in your area that I have to get back to this week, and I'm super busy too. So
Oh,
really, what I was calling is to just book for later, because honestly, I don't have time right now. I have like maybe
okay.
5 minutes, and I just want to verify some information to get that info you're looking at. Does that work for you?
Sounds fair enough. What do you need?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So basically, I just want to verify here that I got your age as 35.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And then from there, I would kind of verify, like the mortgage, and this is for mortgage protection outbound
Hmm.
calls. The mortgage amount, health, what they're looking for, ask, like why. And then at the end, because he had said that he doesn't have time, but he answered the phone, so he definitely has time.
Hmm.
It's just a smokescreen. So I kind of agreed with him and said, I don't have time either, right? Like I got 20 other people in your area, dude. I don't,
I'm here to
you
keep it
know?
brief. Yep.
Yeah. And so what I'm setting up is setting up to set up an appointment in the
And
beginning.
what's really important about that too is that what you didn't do was be like, oh, okay, man, when's a better time for you? And then I give you some arbitrary time, and then you're like, all right, see you then, and then hang up. I
Yeah,
don't know
because
about
what
you guys, but I've been there before, and those people don't pick back up.
they never answer. Well, I'd say like maybe 10%, maybe. That's high. That's like
Yeah.
really high. So let's get to the end. And
Hmm.
let's say I got all the medical information, and now we're at the end where I'm like, okay, earlier we had discussed, or you don't have a lot of time, and I need to do all the research for you because we work with virtually every A-rated company out there. I think it's like 50 plus some odd carriers now. So with that being said, I really need to do some research, so I'm not just throwing numbers at you, Ty. Like I don't want you to just pick something out of the blue. Like this is a program
Makes
that's
sense.
important to you and your family, So I want you and I to work together to find something that fits your needs and your budget for you and your
Okay.
family. So with that being said, tomorrow and the next day, I have a few appointments left. Again, I have like 20 others that I'm helping too. So is morning, afternoon, or evening better for you, Ty?
I I think the evening probably work a little bit better.
Evening.
Do you have
Okay.
anything for like I don't know 6, 7 somewhere around there?
I'm glad you said that. I was about to ask when you say evening, you're looking for 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, let me look up. I got like a 6:45 tomorrow. Would that work? Would that
Yeah,
work
yeah.
for you?
That's close enough. That's close enough. That should be fine. Should be fine.
Okay, hold on. Well, you say should be. Now, I don't want to just put something on the calendar and then we waste each other's time here. Like when you say should be, are you actually gonna answer the phone, or should we find a time that actually works?
Oh yeah, no. I should definitely answer the phone. You know how traffic is sometimes, but I get off at 5. I should definitely be home by 5:36. But you know
Okay.
how life is. Things might come up.
Yeah, and I'm really glad you said that because I definitely don't want to call you right when you get home, like get your boots
Mm.
off, relax for a few minutes. So
Oh
6:45
no, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
sounds
That
pretty
should be
good.
more than enough time for me to sit back and get comfortable, and I should be ready to talk. 6:45,
Okay,
definitely.
fantastic. And real quick, Ty, I know on the form here you put you had a spouse. Is your spouse going to be there too?
Yeah, she should be present. She's always
Okay,
home. She'll be present.
okay. You say
She's
should
not the
be.
she's not the friendliest with strangers, but you seem like a cool guy. She'll be
Oh,
around.
thanks, man. Thanks, dude. I get that a lot, actually. Um,
I bet.
I wouldn't have said that,
Kyle's a
but
cool guy.
yeah, I would have said that. Okay, so really from here, what I would do from there, so I'm building some rapport there, but also I'm verifying that the wife's going to be there.
Hmm.
Because what I don't want to happen is get on the call, only talk to one, and then get well, I got to talk to my wife about this. So I'm setting up for later objections.
I see the meaning.
Um, but what I'm trying to do there is go, okay, should be, let's find a good time, and then make him walk his path down, right? Where he's driving home, taking his boots off or whatever, um, visualizing me calling at 6:45 and him relaxed,
And one
right?
thing I do like about that too is that even if I didn't consider my spouse, you considering my spouse shows me even more that you actually do take this seriously and you care.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, I would have brought that up in the beginning
In the
anyways.
beginning.
But
Yeah.
but for this scenario, I was like, oh, let me add this in case for whatever reason you forget.
Anybody there? Yeah.
And then I would at the very end there to really kind of tie it down, because I know this is taking a while. Is I would have you, I'd be like, hey, Ty, do you have something to write with? And then I'd have you basically write down my name and number
Hmm.
and say, hey, I'm gonna call you at what time again? 6:40, and he'd
And then
say
I say,
6:45.
I
And
see.
then the reason I never book people at 6 or really 6:30. It's either 15 or 45. And the reason being, someone really
They
a
usually
lot better,
forget about the whole increments,
yeah,
at least
someone
in my experience.
yeah, someone much better than me told me, hey, they'll remember. It's something in their brain that well, all of us will remember a weird time more than
Hmm.
we'll remember an on the hour. It's weird.
It
Um,
also gives the impression it's going to be a shorter period appointment, so it's not going to be this big, long, drawn out thing, even though it is what it is.
right.
That's good too.
Right. And if they ask like how long it takes, I say, hey, it usually takes roughly 10 to 15 minutes. You know. But that's kind of how I do it. I just have them write down the name. I say it's something relatable to our discussion before that, where I go, hey, after you wrote down my name, like just put cool insurance guy, or if it's like a nice old Miss Betty, I go, just put a smiley face because you loved our conversation. Something to like make them laugh or giggle. Because if you at the end of an appointment setting call, if they laugh, say thank you, and say your name, they'll always show up.
Okay.
Yeah, good,
That's
good
that's
points.
music to my ears.
What
Yeah.
I loved about what you did there, though, like, and I struggle with this still. I'm working hard on it, but whenever somebody says, "Can you call me back?" or they just give me that instant objection, that smoke screen, I go into, well, let's get it done really fast because they're trying to rush me off the phone. I got to get off the phone. I got to get their appointment. And then it goes nowhere. And they basically just hang up because I'm just some kind of a blah, 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 blah,
That's
blah, blah,
funny.
blah, idiot, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's just being trying to mindful. Is that something that you've always been good at, Kyle Muzelak? Or is
No.
that
Oh God,
something
no.
that, or
Oh God,
how did you
no.
practice that? Like, what did you do?
Okay, so I practice in the shower. I practice talking to my mom. I practice talking to my spouse at the time. I practice talking to friends. I recorded myself. I sent it to people that were much better than me and said, just annihilate me, dude. What am I doing? Because I got to make this work, you know? Um, no, the first 6 months, dude, trash. I was absolute trash. Like, I put up good numbers, but it's not because of me. It's because of the mentors and like
Mentors.
me just working really, really freaking hard, um, which is what we all have here. So, you guys are crushing it, dude. It's cool to watch. But
Kyle, you want to take a shot at it? Role play the other side of it?
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's go. I mean, that's the whole point is making it real for
Yeah,
people like,
Absolutely.
let's
yeah,
ride, bro. I'll give you
let's
all the
go.
objections.
All right, ring ring.
Hello.
Kyle.
What do you want?
Hey, Kyle. Oh, you sound like you having a bad day, man.
I am actually. What is this about?
Well, I'll keep it brief. I'm licensed with the state, and I received the request you put in about possibly looking at life insurance. Do you remember doing that, or like whatever
Oh
happened with
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I do, man. Yeah. Sorry. It's just been a bad day, dude.
Hey, man, no worries. Well, if you got time right now, I guess I got a few questions for you. Was it for yourself or for a loved one?
For myself.
All right, and were you looking for anything specific, or you just wanted to go over all your options?
No, just kind of looking around,
Hey,
shopping.
well, you're in the right place. In case you missed it, my name is Tawan. I'm just a field underwriter. The process here is pretty quick and pretty simple. My job is to just go over your situation, see all that you might qualify for, and from there, we're together able to shop the rates across all the top carriers to make sure that you're not overpaying. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
All right. Well, do you already have anything in place, or are we starting from scratch on this?
Um, no, I got some coverage.
All right, cool. How long you get taken care of? Well, first off, congratulations, because most people don't. But yeah, how long ago you get taken care of?
I don't know, like a year ago, I think. I don't know.
A year ago, a year ago. All right. Well, I don't mean to be, rude, Kyle, but like I said, you sound like you're having a rough day, but you are still on the phone with me. Is this something you actually do want to get taken care of, or you just going through the motions?
Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know. It's a weird day, dude. Can you just call me back another time?
Absolutely, man. Like I said, I know how these things go. What day do you think will work better for you this week?
I don't know, man.
I could try tomorrow. I can try the weekends.
Yeah, let's try tomorrow.
All right. And are you a morning, evening, afternoon kind of guy?
Oh God, definitely not a morning. Let's shoot for like afternoon, dude. Like lunch is cool, I guess.
Lunchtime, lunchtime. All right, sounds good to me. And is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to show up lunchtime? Like, I don't know, maybe kids, car accident, grandma falling down the steps.
Your
Oh
predicament.
God, what? I hope none of those things happen.
So I can expect you to be there at 12 then, yeah?
Yeah. As long as none of those things you said. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that works for me. All right, Kyle. Well, hopefully you feel better, and I will give you a call around lunchtime.
Thanks, bro. Have a good.
You too, B.
What do you got for feedback there, Sunshine?
Oof.
Muse?
I
Sunshine.
got a lot. I got a lot. And the number one thing
Yeah, let me
that
take
I
notes.
so I want to start on the good stuff because I feel like a lot of people just like attack all the problems and don't focus
Hmm.
on the good things. The one good thing that I really like that you did is you were like, okay, clearly he's having a bad day. Let's just reconvene because nothing's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Like you noticed that like clearly I was not in the mood to talk, but I was still on the phone.
You
So
still
like,
going, yeah.
so that was really good, dude. Really good. And I really like how you made me laugh at the end
Yeah,
because legitimately, if you had said that to me and I didn't know who you were, that would have made me laugh. Regardless of, how I was feeling that day. At least that's me personally. That's my personality. So I really like that. Um, and I liked the ending where you didn't just let me go off. You were like, "Are you sure? Like, is that going to be a good time?" That was good. Um, and the beginning's good. I think a little more. Well, I was a tough one, right? Like,
Okay.
but a little more tonality
Energy.
shifting.
Yeah.
You know, um, but and then one thing that I would really notate is you made yourself like super accessible to me.
Mm.
yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, like you said, well, you basically told me like I can answer you any day, dude. Like you
Okay, okay.
and you were like it could be this week or weekend, like in my head, I was like, oh, he's giving me free roam, like I'll
Okay.
just answer and
So that's no
you
bueno.
could, yeah, you just got to sound busy, dude. Like in the
I got you. I
beginning,
got you.
even though I had 0 appointments on the books, I still told them I got a bunch of appointments on the books,
Yeah.
you
That
know?
makes sense.
And then
What?
even though I said lunchtime, you should look at your calendar and be like, I don't know, man. I might be able to squeeze you in at like 12:15, but like I got some other
Mm.
ones. Like, are you sure that's a good time? Because I don't even know if I'd be available right then, dude. Like I got a 1:30 that I know for sure is open or
He said,
1:45.
I'm sacrificing my sandwich for you, Kyle. You sure you gonna be there?
Yeah, bro, for real. The amount of
I
times
got
I've
you. I got
sacrificed
you.
sandwiches. But those are just like basic things I noticed. But,
No, that makes sense.
dude,
I
that was
appreciate
fun.
it. That was
That was fun. I
the
can't believe
first
you
for
Yeah.
did that
me.
on a podcast, dude. That's sick. That's
Yeah,
sick.
I kind of put you on the spot. It was really good. I thought it was very conversational. You
Yeah,
were just rolling with it. I think if I'm
yeah.
comparing like what Kyle demonstrated and what you did, Kyle's verbal pacing was a lot slower, but and it kind of made me lean in more so that just because I want to know what he was going to say next. But yeah, no, that was good, especially for just just jumping in the pool, man.
Man, what the nerves? The
Dude,
nerves.
that
I
was
would have
sick.
thought because if it was a role play, the nerves wouldn't have been there, but it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely popped
Matt,
up
Matt,
anyways.
Matt told us something last week on the call. He said there are no cowards on camera, so
Dude, that
he
was sick,
stepped
bro.
up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Kyle, you got any like anything you're thinking after listening to us or
Um, I guess where my mind was going was like seems like everybody's got a I guess a process or a system for tying down. So like somebody newer like me is kind of like how do you know which one to go with and that type of stuff. And for me personally, I get if I try and do a bunch of them, I'll just start umming and on and like trying to do too much stuff. But so and that's just kind of where my mind went.
What are you
that's
using
such a
now,
good
Kyle?
point.
Like
Huh?
if I say, hey, can you give me a call back? What are you using now for like a appointment tie down or a
Nothing really. So so basically I
Uh-oh.
just so I do the basic objection that we have for sniper.
Mhm.
And then when they go farther, I just go like, so I'm just, so I just say something like, do you want me to do you actually want to schedule something or do you want me to give you a call back then if I get a chance? That's kind of where I get it now because in my opinion, just having something basic like that is better than trying to do. I got stuff higher up I need to work on me personally. Uh,
One thing at a
so
time. I get it.
yeah. So anyway, just having something basic like that is better than trying to do something more complex and I just follow my face is kind of where I'm at.
Dude, this
I
is
thought you, yeah.
this is what I'll tell you. Someone much better at this told me this from day one is shopping cart approach. So like intake all these different people. Like I have my way of doing it that's slightly different to Caden, slightly different to Ty. Like I just I took what I figured out that worked over years. And then I also what I recommend in the beginning is whoever's doing it really, really well, verbatim follow them and then figure out how to like use your own personality in there. Like that's
Yeah.
what I did is I'm just like a genuinely good dude. Like I try to be anyways. So I just want to get that across to them so they know like I can help them. So you just got to figure out your personality and add that to somewhat script that works really well, which Caden is an actor, pretty solid dude to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When you were doing it, it was I felt like I had to accommodate you as the agent because I need what you have. Like you're solving my problem by calling me. I told you I have a problem indirectly with this lead form I fill out or didn't fill out. But even through the process, I never felt like you were trying to pour yourself out to me, for lack of a better term. You were the premium solution that I needed to feel lucky to book with. And so your verbal pasting and pulling back and like I just don't know if I have can't do it then. I could, and I just, I felt like compelled to, well, I just got to talk to this guy again because he can help me. Is what I got
Yeah.
from yours.
Yeah. I mean, and think about it. Like, do you tell the doctor how it's going to go?
Usually, I have a sinus infection. I need you to give me a script.
That's hilarious.
No, no, you got to come in. Oh, fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they tell you when's good. And someone told me that one time, and I was like, dang, that's so true, though. Like, we are the professional. We got the license. They didn't get the license. That's why they're asking us for
Mm.
help. They're
Yeah,
literally reaching out, reaching their hands out, and we're just 90% of that stuff is smoke screens, man. They want it. They want the help. They just don't want to deal with some salesman that's going to throw something down their throat, you know? So, like, if you just come off as a normal person that they could have a beer with, or whatever, a kava, things change now.
yeah,
Um, then they'll listen to you. And then if you have some authority there, they'll believe you. And that's why in the beginning I started out with senior field underwriter. I'm putting authority to it, right? Like you see a police officer, you immediately like lock up. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do as long as you're, doing things legally. Um, then you probably lock up, But you just, I'm like, I'm just the dude calling you back, man. You filled it out. I'm the senior field underwriter. I've been doing this forever. Like, I work with a million companies. That's all I'm trying to get across.
yeah. And if you don't help them, it's really no skin off your back. I mean, it kind of is because you get paid for it, but it's really they're the ones who have the problem. Like Jeremy Miner's huge on this. So I would just thank them for joining the call. You're the one who's solving their problem. They should be thanking you for
Yes.
jumping on the call.
If you thank them for the call, you already lost it.
Yeah. Look forward to talking to you today. Look
Keep
forward
that
to
in
the
mind.
conversation, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never once thanked a client for hopping on a call with me. I'm like, okay, we're here today to help you with what you're looking for. Yes. And they're like,
Yeah.
Roger. Maybe that's the military of me. I don't know, but I like the way.
But honestly,
No,
like it's the same as like getting rid of the like, well, hey, how you doing today? Because nobody
yeah.
cares.
That
So
actually
just jump into it.
that actually brings up a really funny story that happened last week. Do we have time?
Yeah, I mean, we're rolling into that anyway. So
Oh
go
man.
for it.
Okay. So I basically told a Miss Betty, 74-year-old, to kick rocks last week.
Oh
So
yeah.
let me let me begin this with I was having a bad day. The Kyle that Ty was sitting there talking to a minute ago, that was me right before I called this lady. Like my grandma died. I had to go pick up my stepson because he literally witnessed his grandma's dog die in the backyard, just like keeled over in front. It was like crazy week, dude. Like a lot was happening, right? And then I'm calling these people and they're just yelling at me like, I don't know, I want the 40,000 for free on the inbound or whatever. And I'm like, dude. And then I call this lady that was an outbound um, SMS lead. And she immediately gets like aggressive with me, right? And and now think, right? Let's put yourself in my shoes, not having a great week, right? So you come at me, I'm gonna come at you stronger, you know? No. But so I was
You
like,
respect
listen,
my authority.
yeah. I was like, listen, and I'll just say Miss Betty. I was like, listen, Miss Betty, like, I'll be honest, you reached out to us, like, I don't need to help you. I got 30 other people. So if you're not going to answer my questions, then here's selectquote.com. Does that work for you? And um, she was kind of taken aback, and then I just hung up because she
Oh,
said something I didn't really like, and so I hung up and I sent her a text with select quote and said good luck. Um, because
spicy.
at the end of the day, dude, like we pick like think about let's say I did waste a bunch of time fighting back and forth with her. Imagine 3 months down the road that becoming a chargeback because something goes wrong, she's having a bad day, and you just wrote a policy 3 months before, get paid on it because you walked her all the way down the path, you forced her basically, and then you get a chargeback because she's just not a happy person, you know?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? I don't know.
Yeah. If you got to work that hard to get her in, how hard are you going to have to work to keep her, which is even more time consuming and doesn't pay, right?
Yeah, it's negative. It's happened to
Yeah.
me. It's happened to me. So, um, That's why I was like, you know what, dude, I ain't got time for all this.
Yeah.
So it was pretty
Like
funny.
we're human too. I mean, sometimes, especially after you're dialing for hours on end and all you hear is that ringtone, ring, ring, whatever it is.
Yeah,
And then
dude.
somebody picks up and they're just like, what do you want? Uh,
Hmm.
well, I wanted to talk to you, but now I don't. So I had a lady pick up on me last week and I did my intro and she's like, "Oh, honey, you're smooth. Why are you call me? Don't call me ever again." I'm like, "What just I got pattern interrupted there."
That's hilarious.
Oh, something to note, dude. No matter what they respond with, even if they say, "Hey, F you," always respond with, "That's exactly what I'm called." It's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
It's the
It's like
best.
also like
Sometimes, sometimes it comes back and they'll actually talk to you. It's hilarious.
yeah. And yeah, almost anything they say you can come back with that and it gets you at least another sentence in,
Yeah.
which is really all you got to fight for until you kind of have that trust
What did you
built.
say? That's exactly why I'm calling. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No matter what they say, literally, they could say anything. They could say the sky is blue. That's why I'm calling.
I'm gonna use
Hey,
that one as a
my dog just ran
like
out
a
in the
pattern
street. That's
interrupt.
why I'm
Yeah.
calling.
Yeah. Literally, no matter what they say, that's exactly
Well,
what I'm
yeah,
calling.
but once it's at that point, it doesn't even really matter anyways. Just something to, I guess, shock them a little bit. Pattern
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
interrupt type stuff.
Yeah.
it also gives you a second to think,
Yeah.
you know?
It does.
I
And it's
like that
amazing
one.
how fast it comes when you get that out quickly, how fast that next thought comes to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, and it catches them off guard. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, wow, that's pretty fun." I have had someone curse at me and I said that and they laughed. So it happens.
Yeah. My first thought is usually and then they hang up. So I mean I'm working on it.
It
Yeah.
makes me laugh. Just the crazy stuff they say. Oh, just makes me laugh.
Dude, you gotta
Yeah.
laugh at it, man. You gotta.
Yeah. I love it when you get like all the way into an application and you've gone through like any heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes. What do you got going on? Oh no, I just take high blood pressure medication. And the application gets declined and they're like, well, there must be something else on here that we didn't cover. What am I missing here? Well, I just got COPD or I had a heart attack,
A
last
touch,
night
a
or
Yeah.
touch of
I
COPD.
have a
That's my
touch of
favorite one.
COPD.
Oh man.
But like they come out with this whole laundry list of things.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
said, well, there was one lady I said, well, why didn't we go through this before? And she said, well, I didn't trust you.
Oof.
Great. So we've done two applications at this point, and now you trust me enough to do the third.
That's hilarious.
Dude, see, that's such a good point though. And that after I experienced that so many times over a long time, I started just going, hey, in the beginning, like, hey, listen, you got to be honest with me because I'm not gonna just sit here and go through a million different companies. Like, I want to make sure that you will actually get approved for what I'm talking about, or else I'm just wasting your time. So just be honest with me. And if you can't, then hey, there's a guaranteed issue product right here if you want.
Yeah. Kyle, I gotta start calling you Muse. Muse, I had an idea yesterday come to me, and I was kind of thinking, I wonder if it's worth trying, but it was really kind of the idea of like, let's just say you invited a master chef to your house, and you want him to make you the best meal possible, but all you have is macaroni and noodles, some bread, some peanut butter, and some jelly, and some Velveeta slices, but you want a steak dinner. Like, is he going to be able to do that for you, or does he need to know what ingredients you have? It's
Well,
kind of the same thing.
I'd send him out in the woods and get a pig or something. I guess. No, no, he wouldn't. No, that's really good.
Okay,
That's a good.
but does
Yeah.
would that translate? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I never really thought about it in that way, but that's pretty.
Just to get him to
Yeah, it
like
makes sense.
give you the info. I don't know. I I don't know if I have the word track kind of nailed down, but that was kind of the general idea that I was thinking of. And I'm a
Yeah,
little afraid to try, but also, you know, I should just stick to the script. But I feel like when I stick to the script, I end up reading it, and then, or if I'm trying to use it as reference, I'll get lost in it, and it's I lost my spot, and so it's trying to
I've
personalize it, make it my own. I'm not sure.
yeah, I've never once stuck to a script for its entirety ever.
True. Yeah, you gotta have those kind of connecting conversations.
The
It
only
makes it,
the only parts that I stick to is the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like Jordan Belfort said, the straight line approach, right? Like we're gonna do this, but as long as I keep them on that straight line and the beginning and the end are the same,
yeah,
every call is the same. Every call is the same. Literally, they reach out to us looking for
yeah,
help, and our end goal is to help them. But in the meaty middle part, dude, you just create that, in my opinion. Like use your personality, get to build rapport with them, chat with them. Don't be too much of a friend. Like I'm not saying stay on there for an hour and a half talking about freaking the Vietnam War or some shit, but like I've done many times. But you don't have to stick exactly to it. Just feel it. You'll feel it on the call over
yeah,
time. And once you get to 100 calls, like presentations, not calls, sorry, 100 presentations, it'll be natural, dude. Natural.
Yep.
nice.
This makes me think of something. I'm always kind of curious what other people think. For some reason, people don't talk about it, so I don't know why. But do y'all think different people learn different?
100%.
Different people learn
Because
different.
I feel different people learn differently. So I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like, when you go like a sales training or something, nobody's really ever spoke about that. And I just wonder what other people thought about that.
Kyle, I
Yeah.
think you and I coming from a software engineering background where it's ones and zeros, and if there's an error in 1,000 lines of code, you got to find that one, semicolon that makes the difference between the code running and not running. It's very black and white, and that has been the hardest adjustment for me to coming to sales where emotional intelligence is more important than black and white facts. And I feel like you're in probably the same boat, right? Is that fair to say?
Um, yeah, maybe. Plus, I'm probably like partially dyslexic or something. So it's like everybody else will say, you just do this. And I'm like, well, what about people that just literally learn different and stuff, It's like,
No, dude, you're like me, dude. You're like me. I was a army infantry guy that was a door gunner and then just a dude in the army, like nothing special. The Army National Guard actually in Florida, but I came in with like zero sales experience, dude. And the people that had the experience, they said just use a shopping cart approach. So just take a little bit of everything and just make it your own baby.
Yeah.
yeah, that's good
That's
Right.
what
advice. I was already doing that basically, but I wasn't able to put it into words like you did. But yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
I was I wasn't either day one, bro. Like you're still new, man. Give yourself some grace too. Like all three of you.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I didn't get this tonality just day. I didn't just get it one day. Like it was lots and lots of calling, Jordan Belfort's training, Jeremy Miner's training, leaders at Symmetry, Caden's training, like Ashton's training. Because I went to his training at Symmetry actually years ago.
Oh
Um, so it takes a lot, man. And then I just kind of talk to a lot of people, you know.
yeah. One thing that has really helped me in terms of just maintaining a high confidence level is we all record our data every day. How many dials, how many pickups, how many conversations past 20 seconds, how many, we'll get into the stats probably in another episode. But going back and seeing what my stats were for conversions from pickup to conversation to presentation to app or whatever the case is, um, made a huge difference in how I could look at my day and knowing that, well, no, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm having success here, here, and here. But there's a gap in this section here. I need to work on that. Then if you were to work on one thing specifically, you can get better one part at a time and then just keep refining the process. I mean, it's been huge because now I don't feel like a failure. I feel like a 5%er, like a 5% close rate on pickups. That's fair. Now I've got to work on getting that up, so yeah.
So true, man. I didn't really follow stats or put stuff. And if I'm being 100% honest, I don't fill out that thing every day. I probably should, and I'm going to get in trouble for it here shortly. Um, I'm really bad about it. I always have been. And that was part of the thing that really got me in the beginning is I didn't track anything. I was just doing. I was looking at this as a regular W-2 job where I was just calling, not like a business.
Yeah.
And you have to if you're 1099, you have to look at it like a business where you're collecting all the data. And what we're doing here is so smart to do that, because you can get better so quickly. Like
Yeah.
you guys are getting so much in such a short amount of time by doing that, where it took me a year to figure that out, you know? And most agents don't make it to the first year or through the first year. So it's
Yeah,
good stuff, man.
for sure. Awesome. Ty, you got anything to add?
I will say, I was one of those agents who didn't make it through the first year. The difference is I came back. And needless to say, intuition. What you were saying, Kyle, when you were like, you weren't just tracking your data, you were just getting out there and doing the thing. And even same thing for other Kyle, like taking the shopping cart thing, and running with it, hitting those bumps and getting frustrated, like doing the thing that somebody told you to do and it doesn't work, like over and over again, until eventually you just get frustrated and you just let your gut say the thing for you, and then it works. I was the light bulb for me. So I forgot what it was exactly you asked me, but what I will say is intuition. Let running, going through the waves and going through the motions, as long as you stay present, you'll get it. And I know for me, I surprised myself because I knew way more than I thought I knew. I just never actually showed up to apply it. And when I did start actually finally dialing and calling people, I was just like, what have I been doing? And
It's weird how that
it's a
works.
very hard mindset
Yeah.
too to get out of like, man, if I would have just did this 2 years ago, who would I be now? But
Dude, you know what
Yeah.
92% of agents don't do? Dial.
nah,
Speaking of that,
if not people like Corey, I'd probably be one of them.
well,
Man, it's the lifesaver.
let's get back in that dial room. We're coming up on darn near an hour here, guys. I feel like
Whoops.
we could go all day, but truth
Yeah,
is we don't get paid for this. We get paid for dialing. So let's get back to that, eh?
for now.
Works for me.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening to the Dialing for the Dollars podcast. If you enjoyed the show, like, subscribe, and share with another agent who's still dialing leads at 8 p.m. Have a good one.